In late 1864, Sam Watkins moves in with the 1st Tennessee into his homeland, leading up to the battles that culminated in Franklin and Nashville. And right here, we are on Spring Hill. So I'm a Yankee. You know, my line of retreat, the Columbia and Franklin Pike, is behind me. Again, that's the line of retreat into Franklin. And Schofield needs to hold that hill. The rebels are off there. So Forrest is out there and Cleburne is out there. And again, the line of retreat for the Union Army is behind us. And here is the high ground. And for some reason, Hood just does a little attack and they escape. Anyway, what we're looking at and what Watkins is facing is Lane's brigade is over there. Updike's brigade is right over there. The town of Spring Hill is over there. And there's a mess of Federal artillery right over there. And here we hold. So what Watkins sees is a chance for Hood to bag Schofield's army before they get into Franklin. And Watkins sees as a huge opportunity lost. Let's let him describe it. Columbia. This is my own native land. Once more, the Murray Greys are permitted to put their feet on their native heath and to revisit their homes and friends after having followed their tattered and torn and battle-ridden flag, which they had borne aloft for 4 long years. On every march and in every battle that had been fought by the Army of Tennessee, we were a mere handful of devoted braves who had stood by our colors, when sometimes it seemed that God himself had forsaken us. But parents, here are your noble and brave sons and ladies. 4 years ago you gave us this flag, and we promised you that we would come back with the flags as victors, or we would not come back at all. We've been true to our promise and our trust. On every battlefield, the flag that you entrusted to our hands has been borne aloft by brave and heroic men. Amid shot and shell, bloody battle and death, we have never forsaken our colors and are worthy to be called sons of the old Maury County. Or have we fought in vain? Have our efforts been appreciated? Or have 4 years of our lives been wasted while we were battling for constitutional government, the supremacy of our laws over centralization, and our rights as guaranteed to us by the blood of our forefathers on the battlefields of the Revolution? It's for you to make up your verdict. If our lives as soldiers have been a failure, we can but bow our heads on our bosoms and say, surely 4 years of our lives have been given for naught, and our efforts to please you have been in vain. Yet the invader's foot is still on our soil, but there beats in our bosoms the blood of the brave and patriotic men, and we will continue to follow our old and war-torn and battle-riddled flag until it goes down forever. The Maury Greys, commanded by Captain A.M. Looney, left Columbia 4 years ago with 120 men. How many of those 120 original members are with the company today? Just 12. Company H has 20 members, but some of this number had subsequently enlisted. But we 12 will stick to our colors till she goes down forever, and until 5 more of this number fall dead and bleeding on the battlefield. Then Sam Watkins continues. A fiasco. When we arrived in sight of Columbia, we found the Yankees still in possession of the town, fortified and determined to resist our advance. We send forward a feeler, and the feeler reports back very promptly, yes, the Yankees are there. Well, if that be the case, we'll just make a flank movement. We turn off the main turnpike at J.E.R. Carpenter's and march through the Cedars and cross Duck River at Davis's Ferry on pontoon bridges near Lowell Mill. We pass and cross Rutherford Creek near Burrick's Mill about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We march through fields in the heavy mud, the men weary and worn out. Were just dragging themselves along, passing by the old Union Seminary, and then by Mr. Fred Thompson's until we came to the Rally Hill Turnpike. It being dark, we heard some skirmishing, but exhausted as we were, we went into bivouac. The Yankees, it seemed, might have captured the whole of us, but that's a matter of history. But I desire to state that no blunder was made by General Cheatham or Stewart, neither of whom ever failed to come to time. Jeff Davis is alone responsible for the blunder. About 2 hours after sunup the next morning, we received the order to fall in, quick, make haste. Hurry, promptly, men. Each rank count by 2. By the right flank, quick time march, keep promptly closed up. Everything indicated an immediate attack. When we got to the turnpike near Spring Hill, lo and behold, wonder of wonders, the whole Yankee army had passed during the night. The bird had flown. We made a quick and rapid march down the turnpike, finding Yankee guns and knapsacks, and now and then a broken-down straggler. Also 2 pieces of howitzer cannon and at least 20 broken wagons along the road. Everything betokened a rout and a stampede of the Yankee army. Double quick. Forrest is in the rear, now for fun. All that we want to do now is to catch the blue-coated rascals. Ha ha. Even says that. Ha ha. We want to see the surrender. Ha ha. Double quick. A rip, rip, rip. Woof, pant, pant, pant. First one man drops out. Then another. The Yankees are routed and running, and Forrest has crossed the Harpeth River near Franklin. Hooray, men. Keep closed up. We're going to capture Schofield. Forrest is in the rear. Never mind the stragglers and cannon. Kerflop. We come against the breastworks at Franklin. If you're Hood, you get up this road, right? Get up this road. Take care of the Yankee infantry, the artillery here. Cross this field, get to the Franklin Pike over there. Cut off Schofield's retreat north of town that way. And you got Schofield bagged. But he sits on it. You know, they kind of dig in and say, well, we'll get him in the morning, right? And at night, Schofield packs up and gets into the works at Franklin. I've read before that the best decision ever made for the Union Army was the day that Hood was put in charge. This hill's pretty intimidating. Spring Hill. So what's your name?
I'm Owen. I'm here with the Liberty Rifles, one of the premier living history groups in the nation.
Owen, that's awesome. Owen, what's your opinion on Sam Watkins?
I think he's a great novelist. He tells an excellent story, and I think his book embraces the reconciliation age where your enemies were your friend in writing. Maybe not an opinion, but we'll never know with him. I think some of his stories are a little bit over-embellished, but then again, we weren't there, so we can really just kind of guess from other accounts that don't seem as fanciful.
So what do you think is the best takeaway from Sam?
I think the best takeaway from Sam is that he's an individual, and that at the end of the day, the people fighting and dying in these armies were people who had mothers and fathers and, you know, different emotions and different outlooks and had different experiences, and that all makes us who we are today.
Hey, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I don't know, it would mean a lot to me, right? So, next video we're going to be looking at the Battle of Franklin. We'll see you there.